Hello everybody and welcome to a toy review. Now I know this channel is predominantly knockoff toys, but I also cover a lot of unique Chinese brands on here. And thanks to the team over at Show Z, today I'm taking a look at the Steel Knight figure from Toy Joy. This is the HZ1287. Those of you who follow my main channel know that I am slowly developing a love for the likes of Acid Rain and Diaclone figures, etc. So when I saw these on the Show Z store, I had to get one. I'm not sure if this guy is going to be for me or not. I'm going to get him out, have a mess around with him and see if it's something I'm going to invest some time and future in, because these on paper look incredible. Now the packaging on these reminds me very much of something we'd get from 3A. It's a very hard cardboard, very professionally done. It says on the back there this is 1/27th scale. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but there's a fair bit of heft there, and as you can see from the back of the box, there's a lot of detailing on each figure. And here we have him out of his plastic prison, and doesn't he look delightful? First of all, let's take a look at his pilot that comes with him, nicely detailed. This is a nice size as well. It's a good size action figure. As you see, we've got some rather nice kind of rustic, dirty battle armor. He has lots of ball jointed joints. We actually get some additional hands for him as well. These are just ball jointed hands, and it's a closed fist, so he can punch somebody in the head. Let's take his helmet off, and we've got a pretty impressive face sculpt on there. We've got this body armor which can clip on either side, so we can take the body armor off. I actually haven't clipped mine back on again. It just clips on nice and snug on the side there. Ball jointed shoulders, balls on the elbows, balls on the wrist, the head up, down, left and right, waist, ab crunch, left and right there, ball joints on the legs, upper thigh rotation there, and double jointed knee bend, nice little knee pad on his knees there, and ball jointed feet. So you've got a fantastic range on the action figure alone. He comes with a gun. As you can see, there's some kind of battle damage to the gun. It's also a little bit bent on the end there. I could probably rectify that with a little bit of heat from a hairdryer. But let's just put his helmet back on. Love the look of that. It's very kind of Pacific Rimmy, isn't it? Here he is alongside the B25 figures, so I think that's definitely an acceptable height there. He's probably about 3 inches, so I think these will work really well together. Now I did call him a pilot. He can pilot the mech. We just lift the cabin up, and as you can see, got a lovely kind of brown seated area there. We've got some nice details on the inside of that cockpit section. We can just bring him in there and he will just sit down nicely, and then we can bring down the canopy, and it's just going to tab at the front here. And while we're here, we can look at these weapons on top. We've got some ball mounted guns on the top here. We've got lots of range on those, nice height there, pivot out to the side. Again, we've got the kind of this metallic dusting over the top there. We have a camera on the front, which is how he sees, I would imagine. That's a nice ball mount on there. We've got these really crisp blue paint details on the side there. Nice levels of detailing throughout all of this mech. Really nice weathering. You get to the back here, some gorgeous paint applications. Now some of you may be saying, yes, I could have done a better job than that. You probably could, but I can't paint at all, and this is fantastic to me. This is some really nice weathering. This is what I want from a toy. I want it to be able to look incredible on display, but practical at the same time. We've got some nice little guns on the arms here as well. Nice ball jointed sockets in here. The waist is on a ball joint as well, so we get lots of range. I'll cover the articulation separately though. And he holds this really massive rifle as well. He really does mean business. Now, as well as the rifle, we'll also get this incredibly menacing looking sword. That looks absolutely terrifying, doesn't it? Again, really gorgeous detailing on there. Assuming this is kind of like a blade side, I guess, and this is a chainsaw side. Either way, he is going to do some serious damage to the bad guys with this. Nice bit of weight to it. Reminds me very much of something we'd get with the Fans Toys Dinos, that sort of weight to the sword. But I have not got a clue where this can mount. I was kind of hoping there'd be some pegs or something. I don't know if it's me being completely blind. I was kind of hoping that we could kind of mount it on the back here, so we'd have something to grab hold of. There wasn't any instructions with this set. I think Shozi managed to get a couple of these in as samples, so I don't think they got the instructions with them. But where am I meant to put this sword? Am I just being blind? I thought, well, maybe this can tuck in somewhere, but it doesn't. No, maybe they're going to have like a big weapons rack with all of these weapons, and each side kind of has these weapons racks, and they send their mechs out and they grab the weapon from the rack as they head on out. Maybe that's that's me making up little stories in my head again. Now let's cover the articulation on this guy. The head is all one lump. It's kind of attached to the torso, so we'll cover that with the torso. We have a nice kind of ball socketed joint in here, so lots and lots of range. We've got a nice soft ratchet up and down. We have rotation in there as well. We actually rotate at 2 points. We rotate at the top of the ball and at the bottom of the ball joint. Again, nice piston detailing in there. We got one elbow joint, but it does appear to go just beyond 90 degrees there. Shame we can't bring these joints here forward as a kind of a butterfly joint, but we do get so much range on these arms that it's really not that necessary. Ball jointed wrists, again, lots of range. These three fingers are sculpted together, and the thumb has its own separate pivot. Coming down to the waist, we can go forwards and we can go backwards that far. Again, hindered slightly by the sculpt. The waist is probably the loosest joint. I could probably tighten that by a little bit of future polish in there. It does just pull apart if you give it a good tug, but we get lots and lots of range left and right. Here you can do a full rotation as well, which I think is kind of awesome. The legs can come this far forward on a friction joint, that far back. We can come out to the side. We do have some motion forwards and backwards. Now, being this type of bot, he does have the chicken leg, so we can move the leg forwards and backwards on that knee. Not a great range on that one, but it's not designed to be. You're designed to have it forward slightly and then backwards. We do have rotation on that joint now, and we have a lot more range on the lower joint, which is a ball joint, as well as a soft ratchet, both forwards and backwards. So we do have a nice bit of range on there. And again, coming down to the very nicely sculpted feet, we have pivoting left and right. We have rotation left and right. Now, unlike the thigh, it appears that the ball socket here is in a fixed position, so you can't rotate it around and use it for front and back, but you've got so much play on this knee that really you shouldn't need it. Now, trying to get this bad boy on my turntable was a bit of a mission, but he looks cracking. doesn't he? Again, I would have liked somewhere to store that gun in this mode. And as well, now that he's got the sword in his hands, there's actually some small tabs on the sword, just like pegs, and they peg in to nice firm ports on the hands, so he could probably hold the sword easily with one hand and kind of drag it along behind him. You get some like flame effects and just kind of put that behind him there as well. But it's a very good looking figure. Now this pose isn't the most natural of poses, but that's because I've tried to kind of squeeze those legs in slightly just so he fits on. But what a gorgeous looking bot. I am definitely going to be saving some pennies and investing heavily in the brand Joy toy, because I think they've got some amazing talent on their team and fantastic mechs to suit. And here we have them as part of a very varied size comparison there. We've got some Diaclone, we have the B25 bots, we have Generation Spring, and of course MP10. So he is a very good size action figure. No, he doesn't transform, but yes, he is a whole lot of fun. Really looking forward to getting more of these, posing them up and having an absolutely crazy mecha style battle. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, made of a very solid plastic, lots of nice joints, and with an action figure in there to boot. I really think this series is one to watch. Thanks again to HZ for giving me the chance to check this out. I've included a link in the description below where these can be purchased. And until next time, from myself and the Steel Knights, thanks for watching. Goodbye.